Let's meet Alice May, our volunteer coordinator. Here, Alice May talks about her interesting journey to becoming the volunteer coordinator here at 10,000 Villages.
I started off as a volunteer actually back in, I think my anniversary date was in February of 2009, and it was February 9th, 2009. And I graduated with my master's degree like just, several months before, and I moved to Austin because I just, I was I wanted to live in Austin, but I didn't have a job lined up, um, um, so I just decided to pick up my things and just made it happen. And I was a server for about a year, but I had a pretty specific idea in mind of what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to work in the nonprofit sector, and I knew that I wanted to be in the line of education, or training and development. But I didn't really know what organization I wanted to work for, or really what that position really looked like. But I decided to volunteer my time since I wasn't really doing much of anything else. So Anne, our current board president, who's one of my good friends, she recommended that I start volunteering here because she really enjoyed volunteering. And so I was a volunteer for about 6 months, and then the volunteer coordinator position opened up, and I lucked out and I applied for it, and I ended up getting it. So I've been in this position since August of, I guess it's August of 2010. About a year and a half, a little bit, maybe give or take some, about a year and a half. But I love it. I love my job. So as the volunteer coordinator, it's my job to educate and train our volunteers and to get them excited to work here at the store. And so I do new volunteer orientation. Well, first I recruit volunteers, and then I train them, starting with new volunteer orientation, and I've designed a welcome shift that gets volunteers oriented with our organized chaos back here, and then I like to direct them into different teams. So if they're interested in customer service, they join the customer service team. We also have a visual merchandising team that's responsible for making the store looking beautiful and creating displays, and then we've got the support team, which is more of the back of house duties, like checking in shipments, taking recycling. I don't know. I think you should show them all this recycling that, that we have right here. This is what I call our organized chaos. But they work on inventory and just anything that doesn't have to do with interacting with the customers. So whatever our volunteers are interested in doing, I love working with them to find out what their talents and their skill sets are, so that they enjoy their time here. So that's also part of my job, is to help with retention, and I also plan monthly social hours for our volunteers, because community building is really important to us. So I'll choose a different restaurant every month. We'll get together, and the store will purchase some appetizers, and if you like wine or beer, you can relax, and of course only if you're over 21. I love that no day is ever the same. This is not I used to work for an oil company before I moved to Austin, and it's definitely a 9-to-5 job. Sitting in a cubicle, not that much interaction with the other people. At least my particular job didn't have much interaction with other people. But that helped me to realize that I need a lot of interaction. and I need for my schedule to be kind of fluid and flexible, and I definitely get that with this job. Some days I come in, at 9:30 to open the store. Other days I come in at 1 and I close the store. You never know, because our store is open to basically anyone and everyone on South Congress. You never know who's going to walk through those doors, and I love that. It keeps me on my toes. My volunteers, I think that the second thing that I love the most about my job is that I learn so much from my volunteers every single day. They teach me something brand new, whether they have a different expertise than I do, or they make me a better manager. On average we have about 85 to 90 volunteers, and that means that I get to work with 85 to 90 different types of personalities, and every single personality that we have in here is beautiful and has something to offer the store. Yeah, I think those are my top 2 favorite things about my job. I support fair trade because it's about everybody. I kind of hinted towards this earlier, but I believe that everyone has a talent and a skill that they're born with, and everyone has the right to use that in order to make a living. Everyone has the right to earn a living, and because I feel like your job should make you proud of yourself, and it should give you just a sense of independence, I guess. Everyone deserves that, and everyone is born with this right, but not everyone is born into the circumstances that allows them to live out that right. So I think fair trade is a vehicle for allowing humans to do that. So yeah, I think I support fair trade because it supports empowerment, and it supports independence, and it supports accountability, because our artisan groups don't want handouts. They want to work for a living, and that's what they deserve. They deserve to earn their living, just like we are able to do that here in the United States. I just picked up photography for Christmas. My parents gave me this beautiful camera, and yes, I'm about to break this out and show everybody. But her full name is Zola Jezebel, and she is one of my new best friends. I take her everywhere I go. So I would say photography is one of my newest hobbies, but I love to dance. I take lots of dance classes at Ballet Austin. I love to run. I love being outside, experiencing new things. I have an unhealthy obsession with cheese. I love cheese. I probably eat macaroni and cheese like twice a week. It's kind of gross how much I love cheese. And I'm really bad at math. I am terrible at math. If you were to say, Alice May, what's 13 plus 8? I would have to count on my fingers. But I was a sociology major in college, so there. There's a reason why I was a sociology major in college.
Yeah, we don't need a lot of math.
Yeah.